Hey guys, welcome back to another lesson of price action trading. In this video, I'll teach you how to identify false breakouts, how to secure yourself from entering wrong positions. Because a lot of times, what happens is traders see breakout, they see a large momentum going up, and what they do is they just enter trades. So, this eventually gives them a big loss and also scares them out on trading breakouts. So, there is a very simple structure and a simple way of trading breakouts. I'll teach you exactly that as well. So first we start with how do we identify whether the breakout is real or not. So let's get started. Here first we'll just make some support and resistance lines so that it's easy to identify where the breakouts have happened and whether we would have entered those positions or not. So I see the swing high is this right here. Yeah. So there are a lot of different type of traders. I do trade breakouts on trend lines and other stuff. But how do I know whether the breakout is real? And I'll tell you all of it. Here, first we have created a support and resistance. This is 4 hour time frame. So we'll just mark both of them as 4 hour support resistance level. Now I see a trend right here, which is moving in a trend line, right? So we'll just mark this line as well. We'll mark this line. So it's clear on what is happening in the market. So I see this trend line might come to something like this. See, the goal of creating trend line is to touch as many lows as you can. This way we are touching all the lows right here. And then you can also create multiple lines out of this. Just copy paste these lines and see whether if they are fitting right at those places. For example, right here, you can see some kind of resistance. There is a separate trend going on here, creating resistance. Now we have another trend going on, I guess, around here. Yeah. So this is the highs where here as well you can see it is acted as support. But anyway, this is the larger support resistance line because this is not one small trend. This is a big range right here, right? This covers a lot of support, a lot of touches, and this covers a very swing high which was not broken for a longer period. Like it took this happened on 1st of July 25 and it got broken on 16th September 25. Imagine the kind of value it has. That's a very big swing high. So now what we do is we can see, first of all, you need to understand that if you're looking at this structure at 4 hour time frame, if you are looking at the trend at 4 hour time frame, you also need to make sure you are looking for breakouts on 4 hour time frame. For example, the first rule of breakout is you don't enter at the first breakout you see. You enter at the retest you see. And the retest, we have different kind of price actions we look for, but you have to wait for a retest and then let the price continue. For example, on this price action, if I see on 4 hour, I see a small wick right here. Let's mark this. Let's mark this. This has been used as a wick and this started from 13. That means it went on till 14, 15, 16, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, around till 17. So the next candle started on 17. So we'll just switch to 1 hour time frame. We can see there is a lot of consolidation. So people think there is a consolidation happening right here. It is a retest. It is a retest of the support, and now the trend is like this. They'll enter right around here, putting a stop loss here. Now you might think the price went on till here and here, but the logical stop loss would be this is the week low. That means around here. Now the price might have given 1 is to 2, but this was a wick candle. You might not, I mean, this was, I think, a news candle. Yeah. So a news occurred right here, but you can't rely on news for news to create wicks for you because as you can see, the stop loss like this week also moved here, right? And While the candle was here, your and the news has created such a big wick, that also means a lot of price action happened. And I think this was the fund rate cut which happened this month. Yeah, this is it. This was a fund rate cut, and it created this big wick. And this big wick might have created a spread which already hit your stop loss. If you were managing your risk and you're moving your stop loss or anything, or even here on a lot of brokers, you will see spreads, and you will also see different kind of slippage. You'll see slippage and you will eventually lose this trade. So you don't want wicks to closing your trade, that to fundamental news wicks. So you can't count this as your TP hit. What you want for price action to do is, for the price action, this is your support line. You want the price action to change your structure on, first of all, on 4-hour time frame. Your price action should do something what it has done right here. Your price action should move up and then come back with candles, forming red candles, and then retest. A lot of people, what they do is they see 4 hours break of resistance, and then what they see is 1 hour in them is retesting support. They think that's enough. No, your 4 hours should clearly form structures. If you're looking for a breakout on a 4-hour time frame, then your 4-hour time frame should retest. It should break the structure clearly and it should retest. You should see a structure like this, right? A structure like this where retest is happening. And now when the retest is happening, then you move on to 1 hour time frame. Only then you move on to 1 hour time frame. Now you want to see clear rejections. You want to see clear rejections around here, and you want to see breakout of this one, the previous level, exactly this, not this. You don't want to see change of structure. Change of structure is fine. Of course, you want some kind of change of structure, and eventually it will happen if it has broken this. The thing is, this level now is very important. This level decides whether your high, so this high is broken, one high is already broken. You need to see whether your second high now, which is a temporary structure, whether that can be broken or not. And if that is broken, you will eventually find a good trade. And how would you find a good trade? Because let's say the market did this, right? My bad. So the market moved here and it moved here. It did a change of structure and it moved down, right? Because on 4-hour time frame it did retest, but it didn't give you a good enough structure. Right now, your resistance, the way I trade, remember in all the videos you have seen, I need a break of, support or resistance. If you're shorting, I want to see a break of support. And if you're longing on this position, I want to see a break of resistance. And where do you see resistance? Do you see resistance right here around this level? No, there is no resistance. But this swing high, I have told you in a lot of videos, the swing high is acts as a resistance. So this swing high is a resistance. So when will I trade? I will trade when this resistance is broken. So what will happen next is, let's say the price is doing something like this. This is what you want to see. The price moving up and then breaking this with a good body candle around this area. Not at this point, not here, not anywhere else. You want to see the close of candle around this area at least. That's at least, right? So when you see this, then that means the trend is also broken. This trend is already broken now, and you can now see enter a position which looks like this. So you move your stop loss, something like this, and then you look for a take profit. Now the problem with this is there is a psychological level, so you need to make sure you are managing risk or don't enter the trade at all. Because when there is a psychological level right around here at 1.200, it's a big psychological level, right? 1.2 is one of the biggest psychological levels. When the price will come here, I'm sure it will give a huge rejection, and a rejection that might again bring this trade inside the range, inside the ranging market. So, would you want to be in that trade? I mean, I wouldn't. If I see resistance of 1.2 around my target, I will not enter. but 1.9, it's fine. I might, if if I enter, I will be actively managing my risk where my stop loss I'll see eventually comes to break even so that I don't take a loss. Okay. As soon as it's at 1 is to 1, I'll put my stop loss at 1, at break even so that the price action doesn't take me out. So that is how you trade break even on support and resistance. Now, right here, let's see this one. We see a trend here as well. Now, it's a good one to show you an example of. A lot of times greed makes us take trade. That is that is something we shouldn't do. For example, right here, I can see the market has done this, it's doing this, and then it moved down, right? The price action, a lot of time people what they do is they enter trades like this, but eventually if someone has taken trade because of the break of structure, they did hit their stop loss. The stop loss was hit, and for example, let's just say you take a trade right here. You take a trade right here with a strong candle. You see there is some kind of rejections right here. On 30-minute, you will see actually this is these candles are rejecting the base trend line, and then you see a very big candle. It's an engulfing candle. Now what do? Now the problem here is if you try to take a trade right here, where would be your stop loss? I mean, the neck below the most common structure where I can count lower high would be right here. A lower high is right here, and then I put my stop loss right there like this? No. Also, now I see there is a break of structure. Like I told you, we need to see second break of structure, breaking the low. But again, I have reason to not to enter this. I'll tell you why. Do you see the candle sizes? The kind of indecision it carries. The market is indecisive of where it wants to go. The market doesn't know where it wants to go. It's just trying to, it's just consolidating. It's not in a good direction. You don't see good candle prices. If this candle was this big, or the normal red candle sizes, when the prices are moving in the direction, you can see the candles move like this, right? When they want to go down, the candles move like this. When they want to go down, the candles move like this, not like this, creating a lot of dojis. Dojis means the market is indecisive. And even after that, we don't see a good structure. This wick was the lowest, and the market just reversed with just below from the wick, right? So, do you enter this trade? Now imagine there is a support right here as well. There is a lot of wicks. That means there is a support right here. There is a support right here. Would you want to sell on a support with this kind of candles? So that's why it's not just enough to see structures, it's important to see what kind of candle formations are happening. If you see such small candles, just move on to a different pair. Don't look positions on this chart, because if this is the candle sizes and your target is that big, imagine how much time it's going to take for you to for the charts to reach that target. How many days would it take to with this kind of price action? It eventually at some point the buyers will come in which have larger candles, and they'll take the price to a better level, and that too in a smaller time frame. For example, this one took, yeah, the price stayed till here for 14 bars. That means it's saying 2 days, 14 hours. 2 day, 14 hours. And how much time did it take to move from right here to here? 4 hours. So 2 days, 14 hours. I don't think so. It's 2 days, 14 hours. It's just 14 hours. I think, yes. These are 14 candles. It's 14 hours. Yeah, it's because it's Saturday, Sunday. It's counting Saturday, Sunday. My bad. So this were 14 candles, 14 hours, and 4 hours just moved the price back. So 14 hours versus 4 hours. The kind of price action we see is different. So you don't want to be in a trade like this. Now, there's one more thing. You wouldn't want to be in this trade as well because the price didn't retest. So if you're looking, as I said, if you're looking on a 4-hour time frame, you need to make sure you follow your rules, because this kind of trades might eventually take you out, even though this one went in the direction. And this happens a lot where the market won't retest. But if the market doesn't retest, it means it's not on the strategy I am teaching you, and that's why you don't take trades. It's as simple as that. The strategy is to wait for the retest. The price didn't retest here, it's fine. Now, we could have entered right below this, which is fine, because then we have a support. We can see there is a support on the 4-hour time frame. This was the low. Now this is the low again, and I see structure changing right here. I could have entered on a different thing, but I wouldn't enter until there is a retest. A lot of people enter at this area, and you might as well someday. But most of the time, you will see, for example, right here, the market moving up and then coming back again. You would lose. You would lose in such a trade. So don't enter when you see, until you see a 4-hour time frame coming back to retest, not the same 4-hour candle creating a week, and on smaller time frames, on 1-hour time frame, you would see a retest. Not like that. 4-hour time frame should close candles below and then come back to retest. Only then you look for sell. Else you look for some other trade. Now that's not a trend trade. Now what we are looking at is a support trade. We see the low as this right here, and then we on the smaller time frame we see a 1-hour candle like this. But again, I wouldn't have entered this trade just because the stop loss is too big. It's way too big for me. If I look at 30-minute time frame, the candle is closing here. That means I wouldn't have entered this trade because my TP would have been around here, and it's not a good risk to reward. Where would I put my stop loss? If I'm here, my stop loss is around here, 65 pips. My TP is not even 1:2. That too, it's a big support area. So by looking at it, you can tell you. So you don't have to be greedy. If the candle is moving like this, don't enter. Don't enter the trade. It's as simple as that. If the candle is moving like this, don't enter the trade. You will see other pairs. You will find other trades to give you risk to reward. Don't feel FOMO over the movements. Over, let's say, the price is moving nicely down towards the downside. Don't think of it like that. You could have taken this trade. You don't need to take trades that doesn't fit your risk to reward. You want at least 1:2. I hope now you understand. I showed you how to trade resistance and what kind of structure you want to see. I also showed you what kind of structure you want to see on the trend line. It's one of the great examples because this market is happening right now. This is the close of Friday, 26 September 25, which is this week, which was this week. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you liked this video. So make sure you show me that by hitting like button, and also make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.